I remember the war with humanity. It was our first and last mistake, the last war of the Gwyn, the war that destroyed us. I was barely a hatchling at the time the war started, barely old enough to understand what the politicians were saying, never mind understand the intricacies of galactic politics or jingoistic fevers. Some dispute about colonization rights, something trivial and unimportant, but something we foolishly thought destroying a human vessel was worth it. I remember the first few days of the war, the propaganda on the vid screens, the pictures from the front lines of our glorious armies, winning victory after victory. They compared the primitive human weapons to our advanced technology. They showed us the bedraggled human prisoners after they surrendered, made them read out statements of aggression and war guilt for the galactic news feeds. Of course, the vids never told us, for every human we killed, they killed 10 of us. We took the worlds we wanted, then got greedy and took some more. The humans were professional, but we had numbers. City after city fell beneath our guns. Enslaved human populations churned out guns to use on their own people. But even as we broke their fleet at Canassi, sent it tumbling into that dying star, leaking fire and atmosphere, we realized we were losing. Every world we took, they made us pay for tenfold. They sent soldiers behind our lines to sabotage our factories, assassinate our leaders. Women and children blew themselves up to kill just a few reservists in logistic convoys. Every weapon we made the humans copied, every stratagem they countered. We had stretched ourselves too thin against an enemy who was too determined not to lose. As the humans began to take back the worlds we'd taken from them, we grew desperate. We stopped taking prisoners, executing humans by the hundred. As we left a world, we glassed the major population centers to deny the humans a propaganda victory. We fought tooth and claw and mandible as slowly they pushed us from their space. World by world, we inflicted horror upon horror on them. As world by world, the grey ships of Earth reclaimed their homes. We fell back until there was nowhere left to go, and the only worlds left were ours. I watched as the humans scattered our fleets in the upper atmosphere, the burning husks of our ships filling the skies. I smelt the ozone of an orbital lance as it burned away a military base 10 kilometers away out of existence. The look of pure shame as the Arch Committee transmitted our full and utter surrender. And I remember too, the first sight of a human, tall and upright, a giant of muscle and bone, the searching eyes of a predator born. I remember him gesturing me over to him and the certainty of my death filling my mind. I was a child, but I was prepared to die for the Gwyn, a sacrifice to allow the humans to take their fully justified revenge upon us. And I remember my first taste of the chocolate bar he gave me. The humans' revenge was total. From the ruins they built schools and roads, hospitals and sanitation plants. The human engineer brought running water free of parasites to my hive stack for the first time. The inoculations against worker diseases the committees had never bothered to cure. They wrought revenge with words we'd never heard. Democracy, freedom, brotherhood. They wrought it in the form of human rights, and most powerfully of all, forgiveness. And their revenge was total. In just 10 years, human children and Gwyn were playing together on the fields outside the school. In 30 years they were fighting beside another against the Sheliarthi. 100 years from the days the humans landed on our worlds, and the Gwyn no longer exist. Admitted to humanity, nominated by Terrans, and approved by a unanimous decision of the human parliament, the 6th species to gain such an honor. The Gwyn no longer exist, but humanity just grew stronger. Yes, I remember the war with humanity, our last and best mistake.